Look, I usually give the stats for the game, but I can't. Not tonight. I can't give the stats for the game. All I know is Trey Burke scored 20 plus. Most of the side players have for the Mavericks had that had around the same amount of points. Um, you know, Luka, he hit the game winner and he dropped 43 on us. Credit to him. He made a great shot. We have to live with that. But this game's more about just just the inability of Doc Rivers. This game, this loss. Again, credit to the Mavs for fighting the entire game. Credit to the Mavs. But this game, the Clippers didn't lose this game. Doc Rivers lost the Clippers this game. Doc Rivers lost the Clippers this game. And it might have lost us the series. I'm being honest. That shot might have changed the series for the worse. That we might have lost the series now. We might have lost the series. To tell you, if Porzingis was not going to play and the Clippers still end up losing 4 hours later, you probably would tell me, oh, I would probably not believe that. But no. Nope. It happened. It happened. Now the series is tied. Now the Clippers go into a must-5 game win, or a must-win game 5. Otherwise, their season might be over quicker than we thought it would. All because of Doc Rivers' coaching decision. He's starting to lead me to believe that we should got rid of him like we did with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. At this point, I have Ty Lue or freaking Sam Cassell coaching right now. This loss is on Doc effing Rivers. You want to know the reason why? Everything that I talked about in my Game 3 recap, I credited the coaching staff and I credited Doc on making the adjustments and changing. Guess what now? This game, he thinks because we won this game, we can go back to doing what we were used to doing. He leaves Trez in the game when Boban's clearly in the game. He leaves Trez in the game when Boban's in the game. And what happens? Boban starts feasting again. Same thing happened in games 1 and 2. The inability to not recognize defensive mismatch, or defensive mismatches. Before game saying how you don't like the Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Reggie Jackson trio playing together, but they play on the court for various minutes in this game 4. Not coming up with a better play at the end of the 4th quarter for Kawhi Leonard to potentially get a better shot and end the game a few minutes or maybe an hour later. Then get yourself into overtime. The inability to have lineup decisions which cost you a 21-point lead. And also, the fact that you didn't take Reggie Jackson on that last shot made by Luka Doncic. The fact that you did not take Reggie Jackson out for either Rodney Magruder, who's a better defender, Terrence Mann, who is actually a pretty good defender and has been defending really well, JaMychal Green, or even Zubats. Just, to have a big man down there, and if somehow there's a switch, guess what? That step back 3 isn't so easy to make over a 7-footer. The first thing I want to get out of the way, before I talk about more, before I talk more about Doc Rivers, the first thing I want to say is Paul George, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. I seriously don't know. It's this dude again for the third straight game has not hit a field goal over 10 or hasn't made 10 plus field goals. He made 3 baskets again. This dude, he's not showing up, and he can't do this. Lou Williams drops 36. Kawhi, I forgot how many points Kawhi Leonard had, but I know he had 30 plus. If we just have 20 points, that's all I'm asking. Hell, 15 points from Paul George, we win this game. If we just have 15 to 20 points from Paul George, we win this game. Paul George, I can't defend this. I can't defend this. Going 3 of 16 from the field again, I can't defend this. This is literally undefendable. I can't defend this. Paul George not showing up, and he makes a layup, an easy one. He goes down in overtime and misses another easy layup, which might have potentially won us the game and made us have the lead to continue winning to make us win the game. He missed an easy layup. This is definitely a mental thing for him. This is definitely a mental thing. I guess the him not showing up at the playoffs is legit, because this dude is stone cold. And if somehow we get past this series, I don't see how we can get to the Western Conference Finals. I don't see. If Paul George is going to give me this every playoff game going forward, I just don't see how we're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Paul George needs to step his game up. Look, I should be ranting right now, but I can't. I'd rather rant on Doc Rivers. So that Paul George, he's definitely got to play better. He's definitely got to play better. I'm sorry. He's definitely got to play better. Hopefully he plays better game 5, but I have no hope that he's going to play better. He needs to just, when you have Seth Curry calling you essentially a bitch, and you're not fired up, and you don't want to back that up, and you don't want to show Seth Curry that you ain't what he said he called you, then I have no loss. The Paul George who was contending the playoffs against the Miami Heat, I don't know where this is going. Maybe he should switch his number back to 24. That's all I got to say. And I know, yes, he shouldn't because, Kobe and everything. But personally, at this point, maybe he should be called PG-24 again, because PG-13 ain't cooking like I thought he is. Let's get into the main issue, the reason why we lost this game, and that's our head coach, Doc Rivers. All I gotta say is this. If we somehow lose this series, if I'm Steve Ballmer, I do what Elton Brand's more than likely gonna do to Brett Brown and fire their head coach. I think if we lose the series in the first round, Doc Rivers needs to get fired. I'm sorry. I know I said it, and you're probably saying as a Clipper fan, it's too early to judge, it's too early to say that, and why would you say that? I just don't understand. This guy does not get his own head out of his ass. He is stubborn, and he's being idiotic. The rotation he has, the lineups he puts out on the court are terrible. When we had the lineup, which I believe was Montrez, Lou Williams, Reggie Jackson, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, we could not buy a shot. And because of it, it got the Dallas Mavericks back into the game, cutting the 21-point deficit we had on them early on in the first half. And because of it, they made a run because Reggie Jackson, Montrez, and Lou Williams do not play no defense. Now, Lou Williams, to be honest, out of that trio, he's actually playing the best defense out of that trio. Out of the trio, Lou Williams, I see, is actually making an effort to play defense. Reggie Jackson and Montrez are putting no effort to playing defense whatsoever. And I don't care if Montrez had 2-3 blocks this game. He's getting eaten up every time Luka drives into the paint. So his comment calling him, you know what? Luka just, with that game-winning shot, said, yeah, don't call me that again. Put some more respect on my name. And then Reggie Jackson, man. Reggie Jackson. The fact that Doc Rivers, late in that game, just left Reggie Jackson in that game is undefensible. That is undefensible. Why, on a game-winning shot attempt, would you leave Reggie Jackson out there? And two, why would you switch? Why would you switch? Kawhi, this is on Kawhi too. This is on Kawhi too. This is a negative. On that last possession, if you look at it, there was no need to switch. You knew the Dallas Mavericks were looking to switch Reggie Jackson onto Luka Doncic. I don't know why Doc did not take, because even before that, when they had the foul to give, they did the same exact play. And that is have Luka Doncic or Reggie Jackson guarding Luka Doncic. We had a foul to give up that shot. The next possession after the foul, you do the same thing and Luka hits the game-winning shot. When Kawhi was on him, Luka was doing nothing. Nothing. He was not hitting nothing in Kawhi late in that game. But then you switch. You do the switch, which never should have happened. Doc Rivers, and that's on Kawhi for switching and just going with Tim Hardaway Jr. Because guess what? I don't think Luka passes to Tim Hardaway Jr. We're being real. If we're being legit, you do not pass. Luka Doncic does not pass out to Tim Hardaway Jr. with Reggie Jackson running to try to pick up Tim Hardaway Jr. That just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So, one, that's bad on Doc Rivers for having him out there. Two, that's bad on Doc Rivers for telling him, no, guard Dorian Finney-Smith or Max Kleber. That game made me sick to my stomach. I almost literally threw up right here. That's a bad. That's also bad on Kawhi Leonard for switching. You know you were eating Luka alive. Why would you entertain the switch? That is a bad defensive communication, and why would you give arguably your worst defender on the court at that point a chance to hit the game-winning shot, which he did. So that's on Doc Rivers for leaving Reggie Jackson on the court. And we all know what Doc Rivers is going to say in the press conference. Well, you see, Reggie was playing good up to that point, defensively and offensively, and I just feel like he should have stayed out there. Really, Doc? Really? You really do believe that? Because if you really believe that, you should get fired for that. That is a fireable offense. Which goes to his personnel decisions on key situations. At the end of the fourth quarter, he was sure as hell smart to put Zubac in so they didn't get the tip in from Boban. But in the last possession, you leave Reggie Jackson out there to guard Luka Doncic. And then two, you didn't even tell the players, look, if they try Reggie, if they try to switch on you, you need to stay with the screener. Stay with the screener. Kawhi, you pick up Luka no matter what. I don't care what happens. Pick up the screener no matter what. If he drives in, the guys will pick him up, whoever it is. And, regardless, if he kicks out and somebody makes the shot, fine. But if they miss it, that's even better. And then the fact that Doc Rivers, again, mismanages the center position again. I don't know how many minutes Zoo had, but he definitely did not have 30 minutes this game. The fact that this man, Doc Rivers, continued to go back to Trez when Trez was not doing anything, and two, Every time Trez got into the court, bad things happened. When Trez won the court, that's how they rallied from the 21 deficit lead. That's how they took total command in the third quarter as well because of it. And when Zubac comes in, good things happen. Zubac's getting rebounds, he's getting put back dunks, and he's doing everything for you. And you don't decide to keep Zoo in the game or play him more minutes. You want to continuously play frickin' Trez? And then two, it's bad enough, late in the fourth quarter, you take out Zubac for Reggie Jackson. At this point, I'd rather see Ronnie Magruder or Terrence Mann. They won't give you nothing offensively, but Jesus, they'll give you something defensively. Doc Rivers lost his game, guys. Doc Rivers lost game 4 for the Clippers. The Clippers, behind a valiant effort behind Kawhi Leonard and Lou Williams, they literally both put the team on their back, and they willed the team to win. And Marcus Morris hits what looked like was going to be the dagger 3. It didn't happen. And Doc Rivers, his inability for his personnel and his roster, lineup decisions out on the court is just infuriating to watch. I don't know how, I don't think any Clipper fan from what I've seen is defending this man. I literally don't know how, there's no Clipper fans defending this man on Twitter from what I've seen. All the Clippers beat reporters, all the Clippers reporters in general are all saying this loss isn't on the Clippers. This loss, yes, the Clippers lost, but this loss is entirely on Doc because of the issues. There's too many times where I saw the issues. And like I said, listen, that shot Luka Doncic shit, like I said, credit to Luka, but I think that might have lost the Clippers the series. And we might be getting out of here in the first round. As bad as that sounds. We might have lost the series and squandered the one opportunity we have to get a championship. And I know, well, you can say next year is a thing. Yes, next year is a thing. But, this team could be looking completely different. This team could be looking completely freaking different by next year. And who knows what happens. Maybe Kawhi leaves. Maybe PG bails as well. And maybe that will mean the Clippers really are cursed. If the Clippers lose the series against the Mavericks, I'm sorry. Doc Rivers needs to get fired. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. You got to go. We should have won that series. We should have won that series. And if we lose the series, you can look back to Game 4. And for some reason, this game is reminding me a lot of that Rockets game. This series, this game, if you're a Clippers fan, reminded me a lot of way back long ago when we were up big on the Houston Rockets. They fought back and won. It's almost similar to, this game's almost similar to that. And if that happened and this happens again, you have to fire Doc Rivers. You have to fire Doc Rivers. I'm sorry. You have to fire Doc Rivers. That will be 2 times in 2 playoff series where you have a commanding chance to take a commanding lead or finish a series off. You're up big only to let a team get back in the game because of coaching decisions. And because of it, it flips the series around. Now Dallas is on momentum going to Game 5. They did not play Porzingis. Porzingis is most definitely playing to Game 5. Now that he's going to have 2 days off, essentially, a lot more days off of rest. He's playing Game 5, and we could be for a real awakening. This was a huge opportunity. A huge opportunity. With Porzingis out, we would have put Dallas on the back burner. And even if we had won this game and lost Game 5, still, Dallas on the brink of elimination, and we could have closed the games out in Game 5 or 6 if we had won this game. Doc Rivers is single-handedly getting out-coached here. Doc Rivers is getting out-coached. And it sucks to watch. He's getting outcoached by Rick Carlisle, and it's disappointing to see. It is disappointing to see. This man, Doc Rivers, I'm telling you guys, if we do not make it out of the first round, I'm sorry. I love Doc, but now I hate him. But now I just can't defend him. Now I guess you can say you can add me to the fire Doc Rivers bandwagon. Because this is inexcusable. The fact that we lost this game when we were not only up 21, but just the coaching decisions alone from Doc Rivers in this game. Heck, there was a point in the third quarter when Dallas was on a run. Doc Rivers called it no timeouts. No timeouts to reassure the guys and be like, hey, come on, guys, get it up. Listen, we need to play physical. We need to play downhill. We need to get aggressive. They're getting back in this game. He just stands on the sideline or sitting on the bench, crossing his arms, hoping the Clippers just play through this. I still have confidence the Clippers can win this series in 6 games, but it starts. They got to win 2 games in a row. They got to win 2 games in a row. You can't win a game only to lose a game, and then win a game only to lose another game. And if that stretch goes out like that, then this game's going to be 7 games, and the Clippers might barely win in 7 games. If the Clippers had won this game in overtime and Luka missed the game-winning shot, that Mavericks team is demoralized because they know, damn, we gave our best effort without Porzingis and we still lost. We lost with Porzingis and Luka, and now we lost without Porzingis. And guess what? You demoralize these guys, and in Game 5, I guarantee you, even though Mavericks will have nothing else to play for, they're still going to be demoralized, and that's when you finish them off. This is an inexcusable loss by the Clippers. You got to go back to the drawing board, and hopefully Doc Rivers makes the necessary adjustments. Hopefully. I'm praying he does. And does what he replicates in Game 3. I said in my Game 3 recap, all you have to do is replicate what you did in Game 3. Game 3 was the best coached game from Doc Rivers. All the other 3 games in this series, the remaining 3 games in this series, games 1, 2, and 4, Doc Rivers got out-coached. Out single-handedly. And again, it's like I said, if we somehow get knocked out of the first round, I say Doc Rivers needs to go. He needs to go. He might need to be fired. We either need to promote Sam Cassell as the head coach or Ty Lue. Probably Ty Lue. Promote him as the head coach. And maybe he'll get lineup decisions right. Look, that's all I got to say for this game. I know I didn't analyze the stats as much as I did the past game. This game was kind of a mini little quiet rant on just my frustrations with the coaching decisions of Doc Rivers. Got to come into the game. Hopefully Doc Rivers makes the necessary adjustments which needs to replicate Game 3. And hopefully, again, Paul George hopefully he just freaking starts shooting the basket and does replicate his Game 1 performance, because so far it's not looking good. That's 3 straight games. He has hit less than 10 field goals or more. He hit 3 field goals here. And I don't know what's up with Paul George, but if you watch that game too, he's hesitating. He's not going to the basket getting fouled. He's hesitating. He passes out when it's an easy layup for somebody to shoot a 3 and miss. When he has a wide open 3, he just pump fakes and doesn't take it and holds on to the ball. He's scared, guys. He's afraid. And he's afraid to shoot. So, the Mavericks, honestly, are playing to a point where it's like, look, if Paul George scores. But look, don't even guard him. Don't even guard him. Unless Paul George starts hitting down and knocking shots, listen, all I can say is this. This series might be over faster than we thought we would. And it seems like we might have a sooner playoff exit than I thought we would. The Mavericks have no business being in this series. I'm sorry. The fact that we went up 21 on these guys, the Mavericks have no business. And the fact that the Clippers are letting guys like Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry beat them. Luka Doncic already beating them is bad enough as it is. But really, when you have Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry, and Trey Burke scoring more than 15 points each, that's how Luka Doncic, his 40 points essentially, his 43 points essentially seals the deal and wins the Mavericks this game. Because even if he has those 43 points, if Seth Curry, Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Trey Burke don't score the points they score, those 43 points mean nothing. I'm also starting to question how bad is this Patrick Beverley injury? We might actually need Patrick Beverley to come out game 5 or game 6 and potentially game 7 just to win this series. It's been 2 weeks since he's out, or a week since he's been out. That calf should be good to go. Listen, I just don't know. I just don't know. The Clippers coaching, the rest of the Clippers coaching staff might need to tell Patrick Beverley, look, man, you need to get out there because our rotation's messed up. I'm sorry. The fact that Patrick Beverley being injured is actually hurting the rotation more than helping it, or just keeping it stable, is really making me mad. Really making me mad. Again, and the fact that Doc Rivers fails to adjust mid-game, he's just throwing guys out there to throw guys out there. He sees that Trez is getting beat by Boban easily. No zoo. He sees that Reggie Jackson is getting abused out there on the defense side of the ball. No other guard, or heck, you don't bring in Jermichael Green to frickin', take him out and guard somebody else. That last possession, like I said, the players that should have been on that last possession should have been either Jermichael Green, Zubac, Magruder, or Terrence Mann. That's all I gotta say, guys. That's all I gotta say. So the Clippers are going into a must-win game 5. Otherwise, they're down 3-2 with Dallas who could potentially close them out in game 6 and might very well do that. We're just gonna have to see. We're just going to have to see. Listen, I just pray Doc Rivers just makes the necessary coaching adjustments. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Anyways, guys, this has been Camper 15. I'm getting out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. I know I can't. I know Clipper fans probably aren't. I know Laker fans are probably on social media laughing. The Clippers blew a 21-point lead and had Luka Doncic hit the game winner on them. Ha! Look, I don't care anymore at this point. I don't care anymore at this point. I really just don't care. I don't really care at this moment. I don't care anymore at this point. If they want to make fun of us, let them. Let them make fun of us. Because we actually deserve it. We lost with no Porzingis. And we blew a 21-point lead. Again, credit to the Mavericks for fighting. They fought hard. They did. The Clippers lacked energy in that second half. And the coaching decisions didn't help either. So hopefully to a better game 5. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. It's been Camper 15. If you like this video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts. Do you think this loss is more on the Clippers team or morely on Doc Rivers? As well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Clippers playoff game recaps. I'm going to get out of here, guys, because I'm going to watch SummerSlam. Hopefully get this nasty ass taste out my mouth. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.